Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I went back to my hometown in Zhejiang province 2 weeks ago for the Mid-Autumn Festival. So in this video, I'm going to show you my trip back to give you a glimpse into the life in a small city and the countryside in southern China. My hometown is small, but only in China's terms. It has a population of 340,000. I grew up there until I was 15 years old when I went to high school in a bigger city nearby. After high school, I've mostly been living in Beijing. So to be honest, I feel like I don't know my hometown that well anymore. Every year I go back, there are new changes, new buildings, new bridges, new shopping malls, and I feel like I can hardly recognize my hometown anymore. The first day I arrived home, my family and I went to a buffet restaurant for lunch. My sister, who has been working for a year in Hangzhou, was already saying she was looking forward to retirement, which is funny because it won't happen until, I guess, 40 years later because she was born in 2000. She's one of the post-2000 generation in China that has much less tolerance to tense work culture, so they pretty much prefer lying flat if they can. The next day, we went to my grandma's place in the countryside. I think about my grandma a lot because we've been very close. She helped my mom take care of me when I was a baby, and when I was a little kid, I spent a lot of time at her house during holidays. In my memory, my grandma was always so hardworking when she was younger. She is also so kind to me. Every time I go to her house, she would go find all kinds of snacks for me to eat. That's the way how older generations in China show their love to younger ones in the family. To be honest, sometimes I'm a bit worried that my grandma may feel quite lonely. My grandfather passed away 6 years ago, and I feel like my grandma might not have much company, so I try to spend some time with her when I'm home. This time I went with her to a local market for grocery shopping.
昨天晚上我外婆就说今天有集市，然后我就说要不要我跟她一起去，然后我觉得她还挺兴奋的，所以现在呢是7点40，我们要去赶集啦。
This kind of market takes place every other few days where people from the towns and villages nearby will all come to visit. My grandma always goes there when it happens.
好吧，我现在先回家了，因为我今天在家办公，我要先回去上班啦。
Life in the countryside is very peaceful. My mom and I would usually go for a walk after dinner. Sometimes it can be completely dark and so quiet. People will chill out in a public square and playground. This time I saw some people sitting in a square listening to Chinese songs from the 90s, which is so chill. This really made me think about how different life is in the countryside from mine in Beijing. Every time I'm home, my family also almost always make rice dumplings so that I can take some with me back to Beijing. I usually don't help much because I'm honestly too clumsy for this kind of work. This time I tried, but my patience didn't last long. I feel like my generation in China is a bit weird because our parents apparently went through a lot of hardships when they were growing up because the Chinese economy was in a very bad shape. When my generation was growing up, the economy had taken off, and most of us are the only child at home, so we're really protected from the kind of hardships our parents had to endure when they were growing up. We didn't need to worry about money or doing housework, that sort of thing. We were taken good care of, and mostly only need to worry about having good grades and going to good universities. But a drawback of that is I think most of us are very ignorant when it comes to doing some basic housework and basic life skills. And yeah, that's why sometimes, especially when I'm at home, I do feel like being a kid. So my life back home is very nice, very chill, but I also have to admit, after close to a week back home, I was looking forward to going back to Beijing.
师傅再见。
So we came back to the county where my parents live in the night before my flight, and the next day we had breakfast before my mom drove me to catch the flight.